Go. Oh yeah, make we chat about it. Oh, what the fastest? Make we chat about it. Oh, run left, make we chat about it. Check and feel at the topic. Oh, make we chat about it. Latest news, make we chat about it. All your views, make we chat about it. Check and feel, chat for say. With the girl HP.
Hello, gentlemen. Good evening, everyone. No, it is not Thursday. It is actually Tuesday. And it is the week before Champs. So this week is all about championship, Jamaica High School Championship. Tonight is all about Champs. And with me, I have all these men, yes, track and field fans, track and field athletes who have done it. We have Daniel England, the great Daniel England, formerly of Calabar High School. And we have here John Senti, another track and field athlete from William Nib and also coach at St. Jago. And of course, Frederick Thompson is here as a track and field fan. Gentlemen, welcome. Welcome. How are you,
Good,
gentlemen, doing?
good evening, good evening. I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Good
Lovely,
evening.
lovely,
Same
lovely.
here, same
Senti, how
here.
are you?
Good evening. Good evening. I'm doing great. I feel a little nervous, but I'm doing good.
Oh, don't worry, man. Don't worry. I will take away all your nervousness. Do not worry. But tonight we're here to talk about championship. And before we continue, let me just say welcome again to everyone. Welcome Africa, Europe, North America, South America, Antarctica, everywhere, wherever you're coming from, Asia. Welcome. Welcome. And as I said before, Jamaica Track and Field Championship is in the air, and we will be talking about championships. And of course, I'll be hearing from these men about their experience as an athlete at the high school level. Gentlemen, please introduce yourself, starting with Frederick.
Hi, my name is Frederick Thompson, ardent supporter and a Calabar old boy. I was a fan of England. I'm familiar with Mr. Senti. Um, just to say, there's John Senti William Nib, but he's one of the few people alive who can say that he has won champs as a coach. I think we
Indeed,
should. Yeah.
indeed. Senti, John Senti, go ahead.
My name is John Sentim. I'm born in Falmouth, Trelawney. I attend William Nib. I run for William Nib. Western champion boys 1979, and 1988. I attend GC Foster College, and then I work at St. Jago for about 12 years and do very well.
Wow. We are going to get into that. Mr. Daniel.
Hi guys, good evening. My name is Daniel England. I'm a former Calabar alumni. I went to Calabar. I attended Calabar 86 to 1990. I won a few races at Champs.
A few.
Under yeah, under the steward of Irma Kenley. I'm currently a USATF Level 2 certified coach, and also I'm coaching my local high school on a part-time basis, and I work for the state of Florida.
All right. And I am HP, as everyone would know by now. Gentlemen, let us talk about champs a little bit. This prestigious event, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, high school event in the world in track and field. Coach Senti, your thoughts on this prestigious event, and just tell me a little bit about your thoughts and just how you feel about this event that started for the boys 1910.
Over the years, boys champs, now is girls and boys champs, is one of the greatest event in track and field calendar every year. It's very very high point. It's very tense week. It's very challenging, very competitive from coaches to athletes. Very for the prestigious trophy.
Indeed.
So every year we look forward to it to see some of the new generation come up to represent the country and make their school proud.
Daniel, your thoughts about champs, this thing that they came up with, championship, your thoughts in just one sentence about this prestigious event.
Championship for me is showing your best horses on that whole week, female versus male. So basically, all that you did in the off season is time to showcase, and let's go.
Frederick, as a track and field fan, what are some of the things that you look forward to during championship?
Well, okay, we go to champs with some expectation, because if you're a fan, you'd be following the meets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you sort of develop. You got expectations on certain athletes, and chances is where everything is going to be revealed. Barring any injuries, we're going to see who's the best of the best.
Indeed, indeed. John, coach, I'm coming back to you. You attended William Knibb High School, the high school of the great Usain Bolt. When did you decide that?
When I go to William, it was a one-man band. It was like me alone.
Oh, wow.
Before it was like me trying to carry the torch as a
Mm-hmm.
Western champion boy most of the time. So at first as far as I reach a champs is at semi-final, and I hurt my legs. I get an hamstring, so that kind of captivate me. So that is the first I reached semi-final. And then I still run, but I supposed to get scholarship. I didn't get it. I go to GC Foster. So in terms of champs, I didn't get a good feel of it's like great success.
Okay, okay. Like the man next to you, Daniel England. As Hubert Lawrence would say, Danny England, in the voice of Hubert Lawrence, Danny England.
Well,
Daniel,
yeah, yeah.
what
Go ahead.
was it like competing at Boys Champs for Calabar?
I mean, it was an honor because once you touch the campus, you sense that you have to get your act right, your game right, because it was so competitive and so inspiring by the coaches, coaching staff, that you want to be a part of the team. I mean, everybody wanted to be a part of the team, but it was such a hard team to make. I remember when I first got to Calabar, I didn't run my first year when I got to Calabar because I was not good enough to make the team in a sense of individual race. So, so that's why I mentioned earlier that your championship, which is champs, is because of what you put in off season. That make you um, more successful at champs, or somewhat would be noticeable when it comes to that week.
Coach, as a coach, you came very close, win championship. When you are selecting your team, what exactly are you looking for in your athletes to join your track team? What are some of the attributes that you look for when you're recruiting for your team?
That's a good question. What I look for is a guy who want to come to St. Jago. Because it's very competitive that the other school is recruiting. So I want a guy who want to come and show interest. I just want to show up. As long as they come to the school to train, I have no problem.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Right. So I just want to show up and with good attitude. And then, when I'm looking for what I need to build my team in terms
mm-hmm.
of the talent that I can get from the recruiting and within the school.
What was the school support like for you? Meaning from the
It it
principal,
it
the
it
school.
it, it is good. It could be better, but in my time it was good. Everybody chip in. We have a good group of people who try to help. We have Mr. Leiber, we have Maggie Brown, we have Mr. Barrett. And we have support from the community who's provide us with our lunch program.
Mhm.
And we have a good support. Not as great as at the school, but we able to do what we use what we have.
Daniel, England, you
Yes.
chose the 200 meters, 400-meter double. As far as I'm concerned, that's one of the toughest double. What led you to choose that double?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't choose that double. Is Earl McKinley is the one that put me in the four. I came to Calabar running 1-2 after I dominate the all age championship. I only run the 100 and the two. When I came on campus, I was very slow at the blocks. So Earl McKinley just took me out the one and said, "Listen, let's try the four." And I said, "Okay, let's try it out." I didn't think I believe I was a good 400-meter runner due to my stature, but but it so happened that it was my best race during championship. But it's not. I didn't choose my race. Earl McKinley do have that power over you. If Earl McKinley told me to ride a bull, I think I would have ride a bull.
Yeah,
He's
he
that
he was
influential.
that he was that good. He was that good. I remember I did an interview with an Olympian, and she said she was doing the one and the two, and Mr. Herb McKinley, who was coaching her at the time, said, if you want to go to the Olympics, go to the 400. And she represented Jamaica in 3 Olympic games. So going back to coach now, based on what Daniel said, you've ever had a situation where you had to move an athlete from the event that they like to the event that you think that is best for them?
Yes, that is a common part of the job. I have to do that. I think I was talking to Fred earlier today, and I said I have to use one of the guy. I don't want to call his name now. I have to change him at Gibson Relay. I have to change him from the 4x1 and put him on do 800 and 400. And he stopped training for about 2 weeks. And say I'm a
He
madman.
was upset.
It was so, it was crazy. He was upset. Stop training. Stop talk to me. So you have to make this decision. That is that show when you can do that, it shows that he's a good coach. You're not a hard coach when you can make
Mhm.
those decisions.
Okay. We have someone else joining us, Mr. Saint Jago. Ozzy Dixon from Saint Jago is joining us. Ozzy, welcome, welcome. Can you hear
Archie,
us, Ozzy?
Yes, I'm here. You kind of caught me by surprise. I didn't. I was
Okay,
planning on. I was just planning to join as a regular viewer.
no problem, man. No problem.
But
We're just here to
anyway, I'm
share.
going to go find my shirt and thing. I'm put on the Jago shirt.
So we have San Diego, we have William name, and we have Calabar. I love it. I love it. We're just here to share our two
Yeah.
cents. As you come, we were talking about the championship earlier, boys and girls champs. What is your thought on this championship? Just overall, boys champ started 1910, girls champ started 1957. Just your thoughts on this prestigious event that has produced world beaters.
Um. Okay. No doubt at all that boys and girls champs has contributed tremendously to our successes that we have had over the years, and it has grown in, well, separately, the boys and the girls when it started, but as a joint venture,
Mm-hmm.
since what, 90 whatever it was, until now, it has grown in stature
And
every
for
year.
the boys and
And um and that is evident by the amount of foreign coverage that we get, the foreign press,
mm-hmm.
personnel that are here, and the performances, the level of performances that we see each year. Um,
In,
Having said that, and I'm going to get a little controversial here, but nonetheless, I see some things happening at Champs which which I don't like. But maybe a discussion for another time.
Right, right, right.
But not now,
Okay.
some things happening that I really don't like.
There's always room for improvement. I believe
Right,
that there's
and I have
always
no
room.
issue with improvement. I am not one of those who say if it's not fixed, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I think
Yeah.
once you can improve things, you should try to improve. But there are some signs that I don't believe it's helping Jamaica's track and field.
Okay.
Um, my personal thought,
Okay. Okay.
Um, but looking this champs, to be specific, this one I think as per the last few will be very entertaining. I expect the level of performance to be at a very high standard. Um, in the girls, I think I've identified who I think might win. For the boys, I'm still a little.
And we're going to get to that. Hold
Okay,
that.
I'll hold the
Hold
thought.
that thought. Yeah, hold that thought. We're going
I
to
won't go
get
any
to that.
further. All right.
Who we think will win. Daniel, when preparing for championship is coming and everything is buzzing and everything is happening. How do you, or how is it that you would normally prepare both? How important was mental preparation along with the physical preparation?
Well, it's two different aspect of going to the championship. Definitely you have to have a good support team, staff, members around the athletes, which I did. During champs time, I didn't stay home. I stayed somewhere privately offshore. you know, but
Mm-hmm.
on overall as an athlete, I mean the support cast is very important because you have one set of people, make sure, you have your gears, you have another set of people, make sure you're eating, getting ready, what to eat. Because I remember specifically my breakfast was different than any other week, was during Champs Week, right? My preparation itself was like I have a manager that makes sure I have my spikes, make sure I have my gears before I leave, before I enter the stadium. So we have all these support teams. I mean, we're a bigger school, but the support team that I had back in the day, it was to the T. Of course, Herb McKinley doesn't really coach you by then. He just mentally coach you the day before, the day off. He would do these speeches right before the champs, and that alone just motivate you to let's go to war. you know but
Wow.
but yeah, that's how you felt. I felt like I was at war. I mean, I know people saw me sometimes and like, why you angry? I wasn't angry. I was just
Game face.
I was having, my mindset alone was showing on the field. And that's what a lot of people kind of misunderstand, that it wasn't like I was angry. I was just focusing on the mental side of the event. So definitely, if you don't have the mental capacity, that's when you see the false starts. That's when you see poor management. That's when you see a kid, left their gears, left their spikes, left their shoes, their bibs, all that different mishap during champs. But definitely a proper management, a proper supporting cast, I think is the key going to the championship. If you want to secure points and be on the podium.
John, you have been a very important part of the coaching staff for St. Jago in the past. How do you put together? I hear what Daniel is saying and it makes sense, but how do you, as the coach, put together your team to ensure that each person know what their role is, their responsibility is, and that they turn up on time, they're where they're supposed to be? How were you able to organize all of that and get it to work?
Something is similar to what England is saying, but for me, my preparation, it both physically and
Mm-hmm.
mentally go right through the year and climax right up to champs. Because we at St. Diego feel that we are underdog and we feel that we're going to fight a war. So we have to keep that mental and physical level right throughout the season. So each person, so by the time champs come around, each individual kind of know what their worth is and the importance to the team. And as again, as England said, we have a nice, what you call it now, we call it support and service staff. The staff that behind will make sure things is going okay, food is okay, accommodation is good, transportation back to the stadium. So it is one of those things that we do. You have to make sure the athlete we know each athlete mentality, who will be nervous, who want a little more tender loving care
Mm-hmm.
and all those things. So it's go through here and it's a nice mix of carrot and sticks.
Daniel, going back to you, you competed with one of the top boys' schools in the top three. How pressuring was it for you to ensure that your school get maximum points from you?
I mean, it's very. I mean, I wouldn't say pressure. It's just that you know that based upon your preparation from last year, by time February, March, you know your role, you know your tasks. But most of those tasks are given by the coaching staff, So at this point, they're pretty much thinking for you, and you just there as the athlete slash soldier, ready to execute what is told to you. The preparation itself, like I say, once you touch Calabar campus, it's very competitive. There's no room for, hey man, I'm just trying to. There's no room for idling. I tell you that much because it is very competitive to make the team. So, like I mentioned earlier, I didn't make the team the first year when I got recruited there at Calabar, right? Because it was that competitive. So, by being there, you become more, inspiring. You become more motivated, and like you're encouraging because you like, man, if these guys are getting all these awards and getting all these accolades, you want those things too. And not only that, you are being rewarded based upon your performance on and off the field.
Ozzy, you're a track fan like myself, and when we turn up a championship, we want our school or our team to win. What was some of the expectations you had or you have of your team, Ozzy, as a track and field fan?
Um, well, just that individually and collectively, the athletes will just go there and do their best. Once I am of the view that they did their best, I am satisfied of whatever placing we get. Um, and of course, like everybody else, I've had some disappointments over the years.
Oh
Not
yes, we've
necessarily
had them. Yeah,
team wise. Yeah, well, yeah, I think I can say
it's a
so.
part of the game.
Right, because and probably it's more so the girls. A couple of years when probably felt that we probably could have won, but we didn't. Little things happen, and maybe one year with the boys when you know. But again, as I said, once I am the view that everybody went out there and did their best.
You're
I'm
good.
okay.
Cool.
It's not win at all costs for me.
Yeah.
It's once I see good effort, and I mean it's sometimes it's hard to measure commitment from in the stands. Sometimes we might look at somebody's experts, I would say they're not, but and I having competed in sports at a minimal level, I know it's not like that. Where you can judge how committed a person is from sitting in the stands. But
Yes, that's
if I
true.
get that view that boy everybody tried, I'm good. I'm all right.
Daniel, let me ask Daniel something. Before I get to Daniel, let me go back to Coach as an athlete. Coach, a lot of athletes tell me that one of the things that they like about sports is traveling. As a young man in Trelawney, when you discovered that you made your first champs team and you were coming into Kingston to compete at the national stadium, what was that feeling like for you?
For me, it was bad
Why bad?
because I could not travel. I always driving from Falmouth to Kingston. I always threw up, always vomited.
Oh,
So
Oh wow.
it always seemed to be. I don't know what was the reason. Most of the coaches said I run good after that, but it was always kind of that kind of issue
Oh,
with
the
me.
traveling
Yes,
process
I always
was.
kind of vomiting. I have to have newspaper around my body and
oh
all
yeah.
that.
I can
It was
identify
one of
with
those
that.
things
I
I
had that
couldn't
problem
understand.
as a youngster.
Oh wow. Yeah,
I couldn't understand it.
it happens when you're young. I used to hate traveling
Mm.
You
myself.
know.
But Daniel, tell
Yeah.
me about that tunnel, Daniel. When you're coming through that tunnel, when it's time to compete and you are coming through the tunnel from the other side, what was that feeling like when you're in the tunnel waiting to go on the track to compete?
I mean, to be honest with you, that's when I was more nervous coming to the tunnel because coming to the tunnel, you hear all the noises, you hear the drums, you hear the noise, you hear the beats, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's time to go. It's happening, you know. So you're there walking, and it's a long tunnel. It's like it's a short tunnel, right? So you're walking, and you're like, man, how long is this
Don't ever get
tunnel?
me.
Get me out of here, get me out of here. You know what I mean? So it's for me, the tunnel was my most nervous section going on to the track. But once I hit the track, though, it's like boom. Okay, it's
But
over.
Daniel,
You
but
know?
Daniel,
Yeah.
you should have been when you're coming through that tunnel and you hear the noise. You should it should have been the opposite for you because when you're coming through that tunnel, what you're hearing is C bar. I mean,
Right.
that
Right.
champs coming in.
Right. Right. Yeah, you should be excited. But for me, I wasn't excited. I just beer nervousness, right? For me, I mean, for other people, I don't know. I mean, I didn't throw up or anything like that, but I was a nervous wreck going through that tunnel because to me,
Is
I
it
said
that
the
you
tunnel
think
was too
that you
long.
were is it that you think that you were going to disappoint your fans?
I mean, it's not so much disappointment because I know I'm ready. I know I'm ready to go. You know, it's just the fact that I'm like, honestly, it is like, okay, what to expect? What I'm supposed to be expecting here. Should I, I'm doing something different, because we didn't practice for drums and noises. We practiced to run. You know what I mean? So all this stuff is just extra stuff. Like, okay, well, what you expecting? You know what I mean? So once I hit the track, though, all that stuff goes away. All that nervousness and all that stuff goes away. Um, Definitely, afraid to lose is the way I run. I didn't run to for anything else. I run because my running style is I ran because I was scared to lose a race. That always in the back of my head. So when people usually say, "Oh, you didn't afraid?" No, I'm not afraid of anyone. I figure I can compete with anyone. What I'm afraid for is to lose the race, not who's in the race. So
Right.
that's the difference for me.
Mm.
And we're going to come back to a very famous race that you lost. But we're going to come back to it. We're going to come back to it.
Cool.
We're going to come
Jago.
back.
Oh, this Jago guy is, I tell ya.
Mr. Powell, Donovan Powell. But we're going to come back to that race. Just to go to coach a little bit. Coach, when you would have coached St. Jago in the 90s, right? 80s, 90s?
Yeah, from 87 till 98.
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
good. Um,
right, yeah.
to
Part of
date,
98.
okay, now we have track and field meet every week from the first week in January until champs. There is at least one track and field meet. But then when you were coaching, what was the competitions like leading up to championship?
It's almost the same. It just that there's more meat now. I don't know why there's so much meat while watching it from afar. But I used to pick and choose where I go. I put emphasis. For
Right.
example, when I just started, I know the JC meet just started at the time, and I normally don't go to JC meet. They didn't like it as a coach. I normally go to Kirkvine because that
Oh
is a meet
yes, there was Kurt Vine. Yes.
I could go and everybody can run and everybody all who train, get their fun there. And then we take it from there, we go Morant Bay. And then it was a different kind of era. So those meet was kind of better structure for us. And then after that we have school sports, then we have Eastern Champs or so, and then we have the character trials, Gibson Relay. That's about it. And I think the Ergus Spiel event came during that time too. But there's so much event. I'm telling you, I don't know how you
Your
guys do.
thoughts on that, though? Your thoughts on the fact that we have so
The
many
problem, the problem
meets?
is the problem is not the amount of event. The problem is how much you take part in it. The coach have
Right.
to make that decision,
Exactly.
right?
But coach, we as track fans, if we go to a track meet, we want to see our favorite
But
athletes competing at every meet.
no, but that is not fair to the athlete.
True,
I'm not
So
fair
but
because
we're not coaching. Coaching is a program. It's not just talking. You have a program. Every coach have a program. I have a program for 9 months, a year. You have different cycle, different phases of the program. So you have to work the program and all the athletes are coming on into the program. Not every athlete come to the program the same way, even the same program. You have to adjust, you have to make movements. So the athlete might not ready for that meet, or you don't want that athlete to go to that meet because there are certain things are not ready yet, right?
But how do track fans, how do we get our money's worth if we're invited or we're told that okay, there's a meet on every week, yet when we go to the meet, we're not able to see a clash between Daniel England and this other person.
Save the money until champs.
But I mean, I agree with you. But the thing is that we want to support
No, but
the sport.
part of these meets, with our respect, is development meet. Is they call it
Yes.
developmental meet. So
Hmm.
because it's development, 1 and 2 times the coach will put a good athlete out there just to see where I'm at, and that. So it's word developmental meet. It's not that track meet that you go to see
right, not a
at
competition.
Donovan Powell at Daniel England.
But we fans, tell him Ozzy, we fans, we go to everything. We want to watch all the
What
meets. We want to watch a JC meet. We want to go to the Grace Jackson, the
that,
Gibson,
that
the
and that
Calabar
is
meet.
yeah. But if it's like you personally who are very hard and fat, just go there and see just accept what you get at that meet.
Exactly, which is what I
Okay,
do.
okay,
I mean,
and
before
see
or
and
I
see
we
the
used to do.
rising star coming up.
Before we go any further, I have someone on the live. She has a question. Latoya Clark is saying, how does coaches decide which meet their athletes should not participate in or which one they should participate in? How do you as a coach decide? Because, okay, let's say you have the hurdles.
There are many factors. There's one, if a good coach, a very good coach who really know what they're doing, they have a program, they have a book, they have a line of program each month, each week, each day, what they're supposed to do, very line up. They call it cycle, make a cycle, all those fancy words. Again, they have to look on the meat. In Jamaica, they need time to put on the entry.
Right,
So
yes,
that
they
might
need
be one factor.
qualifying marks. Yeah.
That might be one factor. So you need some times to at that point, and the time might be early enough to get that out of the way. Two, the athlete, you might try an athlete at a different event, so you want to expose them a little bit. Sometimes athlete is behind, so there's not one factor. There's so much different things to. Sometimes they want to build them. They talk about the mental toughness. That is what you want to. The mental toughness, the physical. So where the physical reach. So it's a measure at all times for championship. Because championship is like this year is early, it's 1 week earlier. week and a half earlier. So make a big difference.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have to try to prevent the athlete from getting injured. There's that preventive measures you have to take also. So it's not about the spectator want. So to choose that lead to an event, it take a lot of factors. It's not like just willy-nilly.
But how do we strike a balance between the fans that you want their money and the competition?
On
Because
on a
we
person,
want good competition for
on a,
our money,
on
or
a,
else
on
we're not turning up.
on a personal level, though, I'm not taking over. But on a personal level, I don't
No,
really
that's
care about.
fine.
I don't care about that.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
care if
I
nobody wants to.
know.
I don't care if
Yeah,
anybody wants to be in the stadium.
yeah, the coaches don't care, but the organizer, remember, no, sport is a business, the organizers want to make money. So I'm just saying,
No,
how do you strike a balance where you can get the people coming to your meet, and of course, you are giving them a high level of experience with the competition? Daniel.
Dale, give your opinion there.
Okay, I thought the question was meant for coach, but repeat the question again. How
No,
you
just
strike what?
I'm just throwing it out. Coach, as coach is
Right,
saying, is that his
right,
job is to make sure that his athletes are ready, they're not burnt out, they're not overworked. But I'm saying, how
right.
do we strike a balance in order to pull the fans out? Because of course you want the gate receipts, you want money. Sport is about generating money. How do we strike a balance, with all these meets that we have week in, week out in Jamaica, 2 3 meets every week?
Right. For me personally, it's called meat management, right? Not all athletes are ready at a certain time because, like Coach say, you have the different cycles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if a kid is not ready for me, I throw him in the relays. If a kid is behind, I might give him a one race or still at a smaller meet. But to run your horses in every meet, for me, it's not helping the athletes because
True.
not all athletes mentally and physical ready for every meet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's so for me, we call it the 10,000 steps, right? You got to manage your steps for each athlete because once they reach a certain steps, they pretty much max out. So for me, it's a meet management in the sense of okay, Daniel run a 200 this week. I remember one time, Earl McKinley asked me to run a 4, but you only let me want to run the 300 meter after 400. That's it. You said I don't want you to run the 4. I want you to run the 300 max out. I just want you to run the 300 because they didn't have a 300-meter race, but you want me to run the 3. So all I did at that meet is run a 300
And
and came off
jog
the track.
the
No,
okay.
I came off the track. I just came off the track. He was looking for something. I don't know what he was looking for, but at the end of the day, people thought I was crazy, right? So coach have different strategy going into different meets to see the athletes' potentials and what they're behind, and that how you kind of build your workout for the next week and the week going forward. But definitely, every day it's not recommend at least here
Okay.
um, to attend, regardless of the fans and
Definitely.
the sponsorship.
Yeah, yeah. Staying with you, Daniel, as an
Okay.
athlete,
Yeah,
when
Dan.
you were competing, was mental mental health has become a big part of the conversation now in sport. When you were
Yeah.
competing, was it even considered?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I run most of my race mentally to mess with different athletes. To be honest with you, just like I said, like when I run the 300 at the time, people thought I was crazy. But later on, I found out coach was trying to work on my lactic acid. That's what he was trying to do. However, mental is something Coach Ermacken is pretty good at. He would get into your head and motivate you in a way that, like, how Coach was vomiting, he would fix
Mm-hmm.
that for you. you definitely would fix that
No,
for you mentally.
I wasn't vomiting because of training. You know, I'm
Right.
vomiting of
It was
No,
driving.
driving.
no. That's what I'm saying. He mentally, coach was just not a physical coach. He was a mental coach. I mean, coach would, like I say, he have speeches and speeches and speeches and speeches, and he would talk to you over and over. And then he did, for me, like one of the things he usually tell me, Danny, you're coming off the top turn. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then I would tell him, what do you mean? What do you mean? Come on. I said, and he would ask me, what will you do? Stuff like that. So mentally, that's something I go into the championship well solid, well firm, and I think that's the difference between me and most athletes, is that most of my preparation was also mental versus just physical.
Coach, talk to me about injuries. How were you able to manage?
One question there. There's a difference between melt and health and health and and preparation health, like mental health. What are you referring to? What is referring to me called mental health?
Oh, you're
Just
talking about me?
No, for to Heather.
no.
Okay.
What I'm talking about is your state of mind, how confident you
Okay,
are,
okay,
how you're able to deal with the pressure.
okay,
I mean, Asafa always say pressure bust pipe.
okay.
Mm.
The anxiety, all that kind of thing. Because
Yeah, okay. On to injury. Injury
yeah,
is always what is I personally I'm very careful of injury because I think that is one of my, for me not to reach at a certain level, injury was my downfall. So when I'm coaching, I'm very conscious of maintaining the athlete health, especially injury. That's one of the reasons I don't overrun at every track meet, for example. That is one way to prevent injury. Two, I make sure we do a good background. We make sure the dieting is freely as best as we can, because that is
right.
always questionable in Jamaica, right? So with dieting, we try to get that as best as we can. We train as reasonably hard, you know, and we get the adequate rest, and don't take part in too much of these every week track meet everybody.
Right.
So those are a couple. This time, I know Jamaica get a little sophisticated. We didn't have physiotherapists as much. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't have those kind of things, But we do well. In my time, I don't think I have one injury at champs, which was kind of
Coach,
good.
Coach, your thoughts on burnout? Is there such a thing? An
Burnout
athlete,
is
an athlete being burnt.
I call burnout overwork.
Mm-hmm. Same
You know,
thing, yes.
yeah, overwork too early, too much stress on the body at too early stage, too much, and then the athlete become a little, sometimes mentally lose that. There's too much work too early, create a burnout, right? Sometimes we're not making the young athlete enjoy the sports.
True, 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 true.
And if we're not enjoying the sports, leave it.
Yeah,
Sometimes what is happening though is most coaches or the management around the team is about themselves. It's not about the athlete.
Mm-hmm.
It's about themselves, and
Right.
so the
Right.
pressure is on and sometimes pressure is on the coaches. I know for me, the
Mm.
pressure is always on the coaches to produce
Mm.
and to win champs and but
Right.
that is what called burnout, overwork,
Right.
mm-hmm.
not too much at one time, athletes are not having fun, and plenty of them drop out after class 3 or class 2, and the works continue. I don't know much now. I know there's some improvement make, but they can be
Mm-hmm.
burnout.
Yeah. Daniel, going back to you, pressure bus fight. Talk to us about that famous race, that 200 meters between you and Donovan Powell, class
That is
one,
before
where
him answer, that is where I use the mental powers, the psychological powers. Continue.
that's 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 when you use
Daniel,
mental powers.
Daniel,
Yeah,
that race, I must tell you
uh,
that race
yeah.
is one of the biggest upsets in the history of champs. That 200 meters between you and Donovan Powell, where you were picked on the line and he won. Talk to us about that race.
I mean, that race, honestly, is a race I wish I could have ran again. It's a race that I didn't expect because one of the mental things we usually do with the athletes, me and Herb McKinley, is get out first, right? So once on my head, normally as an athlete, if Daniel England is ahead, I'm not going to try to catch him, right? And that's one of the mental aspect we do when we're running. So every time I run, I'm running from the front. I'm never run from the back. So when I was ahead and Donovan caught me, he really caught me off surprise because I didn't expect him to come and join me. And then when he did, that's something I didn't prepare for. I didn't prepare for someone to join me when I'm leading a race because that's very hard to do because it's not like I'm jogging, right? So
And it has
at
never
this point,
happened to you, right? It has never happened to you before.
no, I never take the lead and lose the lead. I always when I run, I usually just take the lead. I never jog a four. I never, jog a two. I just run and get off the field, and I never really, some people that are just kind of cruise. I never was a cruiser in my races. So when Donovan joined me at I think he joined me the last 60, 70 meters, or really 30 meters left. I panic honestly. If I did kind of hold my
Hold your
form and
form.
just right. But what I was trying to do, I was trying to change a gear that I didn't have because I usually change gears. I usually change gears in my run. That's something I learned how to power up because I was very a powerful runner. You know, so when he caught me, I totally got caught off guard. I lost my whole sense of form and I was trying to get as high as I could. I was on my tiptoe. I joined him, he pushed, I joined him, push. To be honest with you, he really passed me. I was trying to play catch up after he passed me the last 30 towards the end. So, end of the day, that's something I was not prepared for someone to join me in a especially in the finals. And I just panicked. I didn't have enough juice to finish the race because honestly, that race was the slowest 200. Honestly, that I ran. It wasn't a fast race. It was very slow.
So let me ask you something, Daniel. Before that race, was Donovan Powell a threat to you?
No, I mean that is the first time we ever met. He wasn't a threat because I went in the finals with the fastest time. I think I ran 21:02, and I think he ran like 21:2 or 3. Coach helped me out there, but I think he came into the finals running 21:2 or 21:3 versus my 21:03.
I would love to hear Donovan's view on that race because let me tell you, up to recently, somebody was asking me about that race. But just going back to you, Daniel, what would you tell an athlete who is in a similar position that you were in, where you were the leader, you're always leading, and you've never given up that lead? What would you tell an athlete if one of their rival run up and join them? Because you
Yeah,
said that you panicked.
yeah, hold your form. Hold your
Simple.
form. Hold your
Yep.
form. That's all I need to do at the time.
Yep.
Just hold it. But I was trying to do more than
And
that was not there. Like I said, I was trying to change gears, meaning step it up. That was not there. I was totally out of character in the sense of finishing the race. Because normally if you watch my race them, I finish hard. But
Mm-hmm.
on that particular last 30, last 20, I was trying to do something out of character, and therefore I just kind of lost the whole closing top end speed. But so my advice to athletes in that situation, there's not much you can do other from just hold your form and finish the race because honestly I could have hurt myself trying to do stuff that normally I don't accustomed doing.
mhm.
So So my advice is hold your form and just hold it, because at the end of the day, something got to give. But at that time, he was just a better athlete that
On the
that at that
day.
moment. Yeah, at that moment.
Yeah, that's very big of you to say that. What was your mindset like after that? Because after that 200, to how chance is, I don't remember if it was the same where you run the 400 and then 2, 3 hours after you run
Right,
the two
right.
and then the
Yeah,
relay. You had the
yes,
relay left. What
right.
was your mindset like after losing that race where the gold medal was actually around your neck before that race?
No, I was angry. I was angry at myself. I was angry. I was mad. Honestly, I was upset. I mean, I didn't cry, but I was upset knowing that, I was so close to the what do you call it, the triple,
Triple
the
gold.
triple
Triple double.
goal, triple double, I should say,
Mhm.
and
Oh, the triple double. Okay.
right, triple double, because I didn't lost since class two. Since class two, I haven't lost the two four.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hindsight 2020. I was upset. I was very upset. So I think after that, there was a very sad moment in the camp because everybody was caught off guard. And I think we went back on the relays, and I think we both relay um, during that
Records.
time records during that time. I think everybody was inspired after my loss, and they say, hey, let's rally around Daniel and just get some pride. I mean, the pride is the morale was down. Everybody was down. Everybody was kind of like, whoa, what just happened? And I think after a while, everybody's kind of rally a bit behind me with the relays, and then definitely we as you could see, we dominate the relays. We run through. I think it's some 40 point in the 4x1. So
And
so
that's
I mean, we
the
finished strong.
and
40.
that's the beauty about having a team behind you, because in moments like these you need your team to reassure you, because as you rightfully said, and I like the words that you used, Daniel, you said that you panic, you're telling the story authentic, you panic, and you were angry afterwards, and the energy of the team went down, and a lot of the athletes need to hear this, that you can be the best in your race and somebody surprised you, but what do you do after that surprise, especially the surprise is not in your favor?
Right, and that's where leadership kicks in, and
Hmm.
team participation kicks in, and like I said, once you hit Club Art campus, it's like a really true family in the sense of, I got your back, you got my back, what I mean? So it was very competitive, but once we, like I say, once we chance, we call it war. Once we enter the war zone, it
Hmm.
was like, listen, you got me, I got you, and pretty much that's how we kind of operate during the championship.
Ozzy and John, coach, what was the St. Jago camp like? I'm sure you guys
I don't,
must have some.
I don't know what they were thinking. I think we couldn't lose that race before the track meets. I don't know what they're thinking. The question, the only problem, Donald Van Paul is not a 200-meter runner. That was our concern. He know he would not run the corner very hard. He would not run the corner. At least he didn't want to run the 200 for sure. It was kind of my kind of personality and psychological play with him. Right? He was very nervous for sure. And I just tell him, just go to the blocks, start, walk back, and look at England. Just look at him. Because a guy who run 400 meters, 20 minutes before 200 cannot beat you.
So Daniel, they were planning for you.
Yeah, I
I,
mean, everybody planned. I mean, which race? Come on, everybody planned.
you know,
But the same
I,
thing as I could say the same thing with Mason. So go ahead though.
Yeah, but you know what
it,
is so funny? That race,
Mm,
that surprise that you got, Daniel,
mm.
another outstanding 2-4 Calabar man got a similar surprise from St. Jago again. And I'm going to tell you which race it is. It was the race against Nickel Ashmead and Ramon McKenzie.
Oh,
Ramon McKenzie was the favorite for that 200 meter. He had won the 400 meters from lane 8 and came back for the 200 meters, and he was surprised by Nickel Ashmead. Ozzy, you should know about that race. Talk to me.
um, let me say it this way. He might have been the Calabar people's favorite.
No, no, no. It
Oh,
was
no. You see, that time I used to go to Jago, so I know what was happening. I was familiar with the team. Oh man, Ashby,
yeah. Ashmead
we,
really
we
surprised
have it written
Batman.
down.
Yeah, yeah. But
In
before we
fact, I
go
don't think
further,
he ran as well as we expected, but he still won. But
yeah.
yeah,
Before
yeah.
we go further,
Um,
let me just say
yeah, yeah.
hello to some Olympians who are on the live. Dorothy Scott Genius, two-time Olympian, former very technical. Vivian Morano, Olympian, very technical. Marlene Green, Dintil, Latoya Clark. Just want to say welcome to each and everyone joining us. Ruth Williams Simpson, Olympian herself from St. Andrew Technical. But just to go back to you a little bit, gentlemen, before
Mhm.
we wrap up, Boys and Girls Champs merged in 1999. Your thoughts on this brilliant decision? I think it was the best decision ever.
Yeah,
Your thoughts, Daniel?
I mean, yeah, I mean, because the girls wasn't getting so much support. I
right.
Yeah.
remember hanging out with my local girlfriend, Reverly Campbell, at the time from Camperdown.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when we used to go in the stands, you could sit anywhere in the grandstand.
Yeah.
Bleachers was pretty much empty coming girls' time. So it was a good merger. I think it was one of the better thing that they did to improve champs, because end of the day, the girls were just as talented as us, and they didn't get to shine as much as we do. I remember, JBC was the only TV station there,
Hmm.
and you would maybe see two races of the girls. I mean, and you would see all the boys
Yeah. Yeah.
races. So I thought it was a good move on the champs part. I was hoping, they changed the 2 and 4 time frame. That was the only thing I was hoping they do, because it's,
Well,
it's a hard
they've made
combination. Huh?
they've made some changes
Oh,
because
yes.
before the 100 meters used to be on a
Right.
Friday evening, so they've now changed the 100 meters to day two, kind of like how World Athletics is doing it, where the 100 meters are run very early. So the 100 meters are run on day two, which is Wednesday. So the people who are doubling 100 meter and 200 meter have some amount of rest time. But I agree with you. The 2-4 double people still have to deal with that pressure or stress
Mm.
in running the 400 meters early Saturday afternoon and then come back a few hours to run the
Mhm.
200 meters. So I think they are working on their schedule. But yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Ozzy.
If
Go
I could
ahead.
just comment, yeah, I think agreeing with Daniel, the change
Tough.
was good.
Mm-hmm.
As he said, the girls were not getting the level of support
Mm-hmm.
due, despite the fact that they were putting down tremendous performances over the years. Um, that first year, though, I would say um, it probably would have been a challenge for a team like Jago,
But you
as
know
far as
something though?
logistics, you
You
know.
know something though? I'm going to say something when you're finished. Go ahead, Ozzy.
Yeah. From a logistical perspective,
Mm-hmm.
a team like Jago that have just numbers, top three, top four, two teams. We
Yeah.
are provided a little challenge, accommodation, all of that sort of thing. But for the first year, which but it was a very good move. It was a good move.
Going back to the support where Daniel said the women weren't getting any support. Um, we women are a part of that problem, including
Yes.
me. I am a part of that problem because I used to go to Champs. I've been to Champs a few times when it was separate, and I was one of them who would go and support the boys. I would dress up in my Calabar kits and go and support the boys, and I don't go to girls' camp. I can tell anybody I've been to girls' camp. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it anyway to be authentic. I went to girls' camps only one time before the merger, one time, and I would go to boys' camps
Mhm.
repeatedly. So I was a part of the problem before. No, seriously, I was a part of the problem before, and I'm just going to say this and take the beating.
No,
So even though it wasn't, the media wasn't focusing on the ladies, but we the ladies, we weren't supporting the ladies.
and
So
if I could just take that a little further, I agree with you 100%. It's something that has always bothered me at Champs when I see the ladies come dressed in the and not supporting their own school.
mhm,
And as you rightly say, it in fact I can remember one year when you look at it, how they schedule events. This is not too far back. You
mhm,
know that it was set to facilitate the boys.
mhm, mhm.
Like the hundreds. I think it had to do with the hundreds where um they had the girls running the 100 heats in the morning and then the boys down in the evening when all the men would have come in from work, as
Mhm.
against alternating as they would normally do. Girls class four, then boys class, that sort of thing. So you could see signs that things were being done to facilitate the boys. And
Yeah,
as
that
you
is
rightly
true.
said,
And
the,
the
the
boys
women are
had
the
the
cause of it.
bigger,
Right.
they had the bigger sponsor. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not going to call any name, but they had a big
Mm-hmm.
title sponsor. Girls Champs started 1957, and by 1958 to 1960, it was canceled. There was no championship, so there was no resources that was going into Girls Champs. So the merger really, really was is one of the best thing I've seen
Yeah.
happen.
And the lack of support for the girls just by appearance of the apparel of the women
Hmm.
while there, it still continues. They won't support their own school, yet still they'll support
Yeah,
other schools. And
yeah.
it's something I have tried. I just cannot understand it.
I don't know. I think the schools need to start having a campaign or something to say, look, let us support our school because we have a few all girls schools. And when
Mhm.
you go into the stadium, you don't see a rich evidence.
Mhm.
You don't see rich evidence of them being a part of those schools. You see one and two, but you see most of the women,
Yeah,
majority of the
right.
women, including myself. I'm not going to leave myself out. We come there either in purple. We come there either in purple or black and green. Purple or white or black and green. Those are the two
Or
main
yeah, there's
colors.
JC get a little amount of.
Yes, and JC, and of course JC. But if you
Mhm.
look at other schools, girls' schools, there's no
I
presence of them
I
there.
don't
I'm not going to call names, but I won't call any names. I don't want anybody to be mad at me. But the truth is the
in fact
truth.
one year I questioned a lady and she sort of put me in my place. So, you know, she just said outright, not that her response was she had choices. I think she went to is either Alpha or St.
See,
Pete.
someone on the live is saying, "Shame on you, HP, for not supporting girls'
Yeah.
champs."
Oh man.
I'm
So,
sorry.
so
I'm
you missed you
sorry.
missed you missed all of those clash with Maureen
And the thing
Godshot
is,
and Jackie Tuesday.
to be
Mm,
fair to me, my school did not compete at champs, and all the men in my life went to Calabar, and I'm from Red Hills, so it
ooh,
would make sense
ooh. I
It would make sense. My
hush.
uncle,
Sorry.
my
Yeah,
brother,
yeah,
they all went
it's
to
in
Calabar, and I'm from
it's
that area, so it would
it's
make
in the
more sense.
right. It's in the
But
bloodstream. It's in the
if
bloodstream.
I had gone to a school, a traditional champ school, I would be my colors. So
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
just say that to defend myself. But gentlemen, coach, you were involved. Where are you now? You were involved in coaching at St. Jago. Are you still in coaching? Involved in
I still
coaching?
in coaching, not at a high level. I just I help, I still coach. I do a lot. I still have some success. I still do. I just recently get a trophy. I still do my thing. I'm still good.
Congrats.
I
Congrats.
want to come back to Jamaica and get another championship.
Yes, yes, yes. You should work on it. You should work on it.
I mean, another 2 year, I might come back home and see which school I
Yeah.
want to.
Yep, yep, yep. Daniel, where are
Yes,
you now? Oh, Daniel will be involved in champs this year. Can I say it, Daniel? It's okay for me to say
Right,
it?
Masters.
yes, yes, yes.
Daniel will
HB.
be a part of Champs this year. He will be involved. He will be a presenter and he will be there. And also another lady who
Congrats.
is a big supporter of the show, outstanding for Titchfield back in her time, and also an outstanding coach at Dintil High School. She will be honored at Girls Champ, Boys and Girls Champs this year. Regina Montague, I don't know who know that name, but she is a very big supporter of this show, and she was unstoppable for Titchfield in the 70s. So both her and Daniel will be on showcase at Champs this year. So congrats, guys. Daniel, where are you now? Are
Thank
you
you.
involved in coaching? I know that you have a foundation and you're giving back. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so yes, I'm involved in coaching. I'm coaching my local high school right now as a academy, a prep academy school. I mean, mostly younger adolescents, younger athletes. So I started that this year. Obviously, I used to run in the Masters at Gibson Relays for the last few
yeah.
years. I try to stay involved. I tried to make my business to know about local track and field in Jamaica,
Mm-hmm.
also across the board. As you know, the Daniel England Foundation is a platform for academics. So what I do is I host summits, youth summits every year in October at the Jamaican Conference Center. This year is going to be October the 18th. We're going to try to launch another spot in Montego Bay this year, hopefully. But basically, my drive is to help securing the future by giving them information that I wish I had back in the day, such as money management, time management. You with the technology now, you could you know seek out your own scholarship. You don't need a coach to get a scholarship for you. You can pretty much do it for yourself.
Right.
So those are the information I'm trying to provide with these summits. Basically,
Good.
just give them additional information to make the transition. Because at the end of the day, like I always tell the kids them at Calabar when I do my speeches with them, look around you. You know, only one of you would make it to the pro. One. And the team is
Very
100,
competitive.
and that's the fact. Not all you guys gonna make it going pro. But what you can do is you could get a scholarship and go to D1, D2 junior college. Secure some form of papers. I call it the papers. And make yourself better going forward. So that's my mission right now. Is basically try to educate and pass on the information, and hopefully they make better decisions to come back. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure Jago, all the big schools is aware of this. Most of these students from the 2000, even up to now, they're not giving back to the school, you know, and there's a reason for that. We're losing those kids. Most people that give back to the schools are people, are elder people, older people. The younger
True.
generation is not
Yep.
giving back,
Agreed.
and if we're not trying to secure them now, it left all the issues that the big schools having is fall on us. So we definitely, I'm trying to break that gap, and try to see what I can do in the process.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. In going forward now, just some quick question. Just I want to test you guys' brain to see how much you know about track and field a little bit and the Jamaican athletes. Okay, Daniel, what was your proudest moment competing at Boys and Girls Champs?
The proudest moment is beating Thomas Mason. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Jago
kidding.
again.
I'm trying to stick Diego
That
to
was
it.
not my
No,
time.
yeah, that was your time. It
Oh
was
man.
80. Yeah, man, it
That
was
was-
88.
okay,
You were at
88.
Jago
Yeah.
88.
Yeah, for
There was
Yeah,
sure.
Thomas
there was
Smith,
dysfunction going
guys
on.
like
Yeah,
Thomas Smith,
yeah, yeah. I
what's
know.
his name?
I
Kerry Johnson
yeah,
from
I know.
Cambodia.
There's some
I know.
dysfunction.
Right. I know the history, but no, honestly, my greatest moment at Champs is my first year class one because there was a tradition going on that the first year class one always beat the vets, right? Um, yeah, right. So the way it started, like Howard Davis, Kerry Johnson beat Howard Davis from Calabar. You know, Thomas Mason beat Kerry Johnson, and here comes Dan in England. And I beat it, Kerry Johnson, Thomas Mason, all the three favorites for the last previous 2 years.
Warrington Campbell.
And and
Wow.
then and then Jago came with the youngster
Dean.
Dane Edwards, and then I stopped Dane Edwards, and then the tradition stopped there. So I'm glad I continued, and I'm glad I ended. So that was my greatest moment.
Beautiful, beautiful. Afi, what was your best champs moment?
1987. St. Jago winning champs. Let me give you a little. Um, at that time, again, I used to visit the school regularly. So, I sensed that we were going to win champs that year. I was selected to go to a training course, a story I've repeated to my colleagues a number of times. I was selected to go to a training course in Canada. That right in that champs week, I tried desperately before I confirmed. I tried desperate to see if how I could maneuver to come back to Jamaica to catch champs. The best I could do was get a flight on the Saturday. So I reluctantly went to my boss and gave them a story. Well, I can't take up that training course. So I sacrificed that training course because I wanted to see that first victory. And I did. So
Wow.
that was my best moment as far as
Senti, what was your best moment? Your
There,
best
there,
champs
there,
moment?
there is so much, but I give you two.
Just give me one.
Okay, see the book here.
Champs 100? Oh, okay.
1993.
1993 winning boys champs.
That's the year he won as coach.
1993 winning
Oh,
the boys and
you
little
were the
champion.
coach at that time.
I
Yes.
was the coach and sport of the year and all the goodies.
Yeah, 1993 is right.
It was,
Yes.
so that
Wow.
is a high point.
Okay, good. All right. I'm going to pick you gentleman's brain a little bit. This question that I'm coming with, don't feel bad if you don't get it right because a lot of people get it wrong. Even athletes have gotten it wrong. How many laps are there in a 1500 meter?
3.5.
3.5.
No.
Quarter.
Who said 3 3/4? Ozzy? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. You see that 3.5, coach? It mess up a lot of people. A lot of people. And that was why I asked. It is actually 3 3/4. Yeah. A lot of people.
You're correct.
Yeah, a lot of people
Right.
get it. Think about it and say 3.5. But it's actually 3 3/4. All right, here's another question now. Bert Cameron, Michelle Freeman, and Juliet Campbell all attended which school?
San Diego.
Jago is correct. Wow, the men firing. Merlin Otti, Vivian Spence, Dorothy
Veer.
Scott,
Veer.
Ethel
Veer.
Tate, and
Veer.
Ines.
Veer.
Where?
Veer.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, national hero Norman Manley attended and competed for which school at
Jamaica College.
Jamaica College.
Jamaica College
JC.
is right. What man on a firing? St. Jago and Excelsior are the only two co-head schools to
And girls and boys
win
champs.
boys and girls champ. True or
Right.
false?
True.
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 True is correct. True is correct.
Yeah.
Maurice Smith, Maurice Wignall, and Richard Buckner all.
Calabar.
Calabar.
Calabar. Calabar.
Calabar. Should I think
Which
J?
school won boys champs 100?
Woolmans.
Woolmans.
One was man on a firing. Lilith Hodges, Jackie Pusey, Nicole Mitchell all
St. Mary.
Queens.
attended
St. Mary
Queens.
High School.
Queen Mary. Aye.
St. Mary. Who said Queens?
St. Mary High.
My bad. My bad.
Daniel said Queens. I hope Jackie Pusey, Lilith, or
Yeah.
Lilith Hodges don't hear you say that. Yes, they won girls champs 1976 and 1977. Which school won the first boys champs in 1910?
Woolmans.
Woolmans is correct.
Mhm.
Which school is called the Sprint Factory?
Camperdown.
Camperdown is right.
That depends on which era you're referring to, you know. And
Not
when.
my era.
Well, they're still.
They're
Listen,
still the
it is
Camperdown.
their name and it will never change.
No. The record show
Yeah,
anyway. We can't
yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Where was the first boys' champs held?
Savannah Park.
Sabana Park.
Sabina Park is correct. Which school won the first girls' champs?
St. Hilda's.
St. Hilda's is correct. 1910 to 1930, only 5 schools won boys' champs. Name me 3 of those schools. Between
Woolmans.
19
KC.
Woolmers,
Woolmans.
Georges,
Woolmans.
Woolmers,
And-
Georges,
And
Yeah.
Arden.
uh,
No.
Monroe.
No.
Monroe, not Monroe.
No,
Yes,
it's-
yes.
Monroe.
So
Monroe.
somebody said KC. KC didn't win champs
No.
until
30
1937.
from, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was Woolmers, Kingston, Woolmers, Jamaica College, St. George's, Monroe, and Calabar. Those are the 5 schools
Mhm.
that won between 1910 to 1930. Which school broke their technicals 15 years winning streak at
Allen.
girls champs?
Homewood. No,
Homewood,
St. Jago.
no.
Let me give somebody a
Not
Jago.
St. Jago, not Homewood. Go again.
Allen. I thought it was
Edwin Allen, no. Edwin Allen
What
didn't
was the
win
question,
champs.
sorry?
Which school broke their technicals 15 years winning streak of girls champs?
Homewood.
Not Homewood, no. Homewood didn't win their
I'm
winning
guessing.
streak was broken in the 90s. Homewood didn't start winning champs until in the 21st century. I think it's 2003 or something like that. So which school broke their 15 years winning streak?
Jago.
No, not Jago. Could have been Jago, but it wasn't Jago. Manchester.
What year?
Manchester.
Yeah, 1994.
Manchester broke the
Wow.
streak. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, Manchester broke it, and
That was a good one.
yeah, Manchester broke it 1994. They won 94, 95.
Yeah, I
Then
know that
Jago won from 1996
Yeah,
to 1999.
99, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do I have more? Which school winning champs this year? That's the final one, and we go. Which school winning champs?
KC and
Not based on what you want, but based on what the
KC.
data is showing.
KC and Heidel. KC and Heidel.
Casey and Heidel.
KC and Edwin Allen.
You think you're going back to Edwin Allen?
Yeah, I don't think no other team can beat them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in Edwin Allen's corner. That look, I mean, across all the
This spread look much better.
Yeah, they look
right.
more rounded. Eh?
If they don't have as much misfortune like last year, I think they'll
I
win.
heard that Calabar went to win though.
The boys, not
Anyway,
The boys, KC still looks strong, in my opinion, and based on what I've seen throughout the season. Marlene Green on the live, she's saying Edwin for the girls, KC for the boys. That looked doable. But coach, going back to you a little bit, coach. What are the chances for say Jago?
Oh,
Mean in the top five.
based on what I'm looking at, based on my observation and talking to the camp, and
Mm-hmm.
is those three schools went up before them. So JC, KC, Calabar in front of them. So they be about
Oh,
fourth or fifth.
fourth or fifth. All right. Let's see where St. Jago finished last year. St. Jago finished. Oh, that's
Fourth.
the girls. St. Jago finished fourth in the girls last year, and in the boys, they actually finished fourth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is,
Fourth and fourth, yeah, yeah. It's very hard for them to, especially on the boys' side, to break down the top three.
Yeah, it's difficult.
very, very,
But
very, very difficult.
Yeah. Daniel,
Yeah,
Calabar was
yeah,
third last year. Do you think
right.
you guys can get one closer to the top?
No, I think everything is going to still be the same. I think it's still going to be
Third?
KC to lose, um, JC, Calabar, Jago. That's the order I have it as right now. But I could be wrong. I'm not the Bible, but
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Yeah,
just
we
to,
have to look.
let's
We
put a
have to look at
disclaimer
the.
out there.
Yeah, we have to look at the data and what we want and what we will get.
mm,
Sometimes
Right,
is
right,
not the same,
right.
and you're. I think Calabar maybe can challenge for can go one up. That's what I think. They can challenge for that second spot.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah, I take it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not
I
going to be
take
easy
I take
though.
one. Yeah, I take number one too. But at the end of the
Yeah,
day, I'm still going win or lose. I'm still
I
until the
think
casket
both.
61
drops.
Red Road.
Hmm.
I
Still
Right.
think KC
61.
and GC may have had some injury issues. Not sure Calabar is as it relates to injury, and that could tip things
Right. Tip the
one
scale.
Yeah.
way or
Yeah.
the other.
Right.
Yeah,
And then we have to look at the schools that will be taking a lot of points. Excelsior is going to be taking some good points in
yeah.
the
I expect them
hurdles.
to give a good account of themselves. Yes,
Yes,
both the boys and the
Excelsior.
girls.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Especially on the boys' side, they are looking good from class three to class one,
Mm,
especially in class two.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. So
Excelsior will
we
be.
see. Yeah. Yeah. We see.
Yes,
I mean, I usually say the truck speak for itself.
Yep.
yes. This is why we, as Bruce
Not in
James would
our living
say, this
room.
is
Race
why
is
we
happening to
run.
run on the track.
This is why we run the races.
Right. Right.
But
So say what you got
overall,
to say.
gentlemen, before we get out of here, what are you? Name me one performance or one event that you're looking forward to see, that you want to see, that you will not miss.
I mean,
All right. I'll
Go
go.
ahead, Ozzy, take it away.
Um, class 200 meters girls. Um, Terry Long has looked in immaculate form. She has about 11:30 something early, then she's what 11:20 something at
11:25, I think she's at
11:25.
now. That's
I would not be surprised if we see a 11:1 low, 11:0 something from chance because the Jamaican coaches know how to that last 2 weeks
and
sharp.
it is doable because we've
Yeah.
seen
So
class two run 11. Karika Hill in class two
yeah,
run
I
11:1, 6 in
yeah,
2022.
if the weather, if the breeze cooperate, and
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised. You said one event, but the 200 class two
That's
right.
the
girls
one.
could
That's
be
Right.
this.
interesting also.
Yeah,
Right.
with
Right. That's
Shania
that's my choice.
Douglas and Terry Long. Yeah,
Right.
and Dockery. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. That's the race I want to see. Which race you want to see,
I think
Daniel?
I think it's in the same staying with
Mm-hmm.
class two boys. I think the Calabar athletes gonna really make a run for that
Oh yes,
record.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bramwell.
Class two
Mm-hmm.
boys, primary. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
class two. Yeah, yeah. I think he's gonna make a good run at that record for the class two.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, which race your
I'm not sure. That's a matter of sentiment. I'm trying to class, the class 100 meter boys. I want to
Yeah,
see
that
this.
is going to be a very interesting race because if you put Gary Card in that race, DeAndre Daly, Hector Benjamin from Jamaica College, Yuri Lawrence from KC, if Shaquille Gordon is going to run,
Hmm.
it is going to be a very interesting. And of course, Mark Anthony Miller from Jamaica College.
And DeAndre Daly.
Yeah. That's going to be a big, yeah, that's going to be a big one. And Gary Card, he looks like the man to beat, especially in the 200 meters.
Yeah, he has posted
Yeah, at the character trials, he ran 20
he
point
did
78 or
seven
something like
something
that.
and he has done
Yeah,
20.8 and 20.7 something.
yeah. And of course, the hurdles look like San Diego look like they're just going to walk away with most of the sprint hurdles, especially on the girls' side.
Yeah, the girls look good
Yeah, in the
overall.
hurdles,
Yeah.
yeah, from class four come all the way up. But it is going to be very interesting. But gentlemen, thank you very much
Mhm.
for being here. And tomorrow night I'm going to be here again, of course, with another group, mostly athletes tomorrow night. But we're looking forward to chat. And before you gentlemen go, this year is an Olympic year. What are you looking for? I
Whew.
know it's
Wow.
early days, but in your mind, that picture in your mind, what are you looking to
Hey,
see? Just
hey,
one, just one, just
I'm,
one.
I'm, I'm
Jamaica to the
looking.
world. That's what I'm looking for.
Yes, indeed,
Jamaica to the world. I
indeed.
think we're going.
I'm looking
I
to
think
see
we're going to
Elaine come
shock.
back on form.
Yeah, yeah. I would love for Elaine to come back because a lot of people don't realize Elaine is the only triple gold medal winner from the Tokyo Olympics. She is
And,
the only person that left the Olympics
and,
in track and field with three gold medals. And I don't think a lot of people paying attention
and she's a
to
natural
that.
sprinter. And she's a natural
Yes, so
sprinter.
she is going back to defend three titles. Not just one, not just two, but hopefully three titles. So I am just looking for big things from our team. Of course, we're going to be here again to talk about this. But,
Oh yeah.
gentlemen, in closing, is there anything you would like to say in wrapping up? I'll give each person 30 seconds. Go ahead, Ozzy, 30 seconds.
Oh, well, wrapping up.
Yes.
Ooh, well, I kind of focus on what the champs.
Yes, champs. Yeah.
Yeah, just again, I expect another meet of the highest standard and quality.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think at the end of it, track fans will be um, well satisfied. Um, I just hope that everything is kept in the true spirit of
Of the sport.
right, exactly. No issues, nothing, right. So I kind
Good.
of looked at that.
Daniel, in 30 seconds, talk to the athletes. Talk to the athletes going into champs. You have done this multiple times,
Right.
Daniel. Give a word of encouragement to the athletes who will be going into champs in a week's time. Next week, this time is champs.
Right. Right. So, pretty much get your rest. I mean, at this point, there's not much can be done on the track. Well, get your rest and mentally try to run each race mentally in your head and stay laser focused and cut out the chitty chatter and stay business-like going into the championship.
Coach, 30 seconds. Talk to the athletes. Give them a word of encouragement.
One, please have fun, enjoy it. Make sure you just do what you have to do. Don't overdo it. Don't overthink it. Be relaxed. Enjoy the ride. It's not a do or die. You have far to go. Just have fun.
Indeed. And with that said, I will say the same thing. Just to have fun, enjoy your championship, enjoy just enjoy competing. This is the start of your career. And as Daniel said, put on your game face and, just go out there and get that 9 points or that 12 points, and make your school proud, make your family proud. And of course, later on, you will make your country proud. So thank you very, very much. Not next week, tomorrow night, I will be back here with some other outstanding champs athletes, those who have done it and gone on to bigger things. Thank you guys so much for being here. Have
Glad to
a
see you,
good
England. I'll talk to
night.
you. See you, Pence.
Thank you.
See you,
Thank you
Pence.
very much.
Yeah. All right,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank
Good to
you.
see you.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Take
We're running it all the way, we're in the lead. We're running it, finish line is all I see. Get up on, no, don't stop. Future bright, the vibes nice, oh gosh. No time for slow down, just sprint, can't lapse. We walk the talk, just ask me both tracks. So come through, let's talk about it, what you say? Your girl HP is on her mark, so get set ready.
On your mark, set, go.
Oh yeah, make we chat about it. What if I said, make we chat about it. Or on left, make we chat about it. Check and feel at the topic. Oh, make we chat about it. Latest news, make we chat about it. All your views, make we chat about it.
Track and feel chat for set. With your girl HP.